Okay, next we continue about the Houghton studies and human relations. Actually, around in 1924 to 1932, the Altenmeyer, actually the Harvard psychologist, proposed this series of the experiments how to raise the productivity through the Houghton studies and human relations. Alright, so we go through Houghton effect. What is the meaning of the Houghton effect? Is the performance affected by their attitude about their managers. So what is the meaning of the human relation movement? It advocates that the idea that supervisor should receive the behavioral training to manage their subordinates. And third one is they are talking about the feelings, the thoughts, and the behavior of the members can affect the performance. Alright, next we go to the theory X and theory Y. It's still under the behavioral management theory. What is theory X? Theory X is they are talking that the average employee is lazy, dislike work, and will try to do as little as possible. And also they are talking about the employees work hard. So to make sure that the employees work hard, alright, the managers should closely supervise the employees. And the next one is the managers should create the strict rules, alright, and define the system that can reward or punish their employees. Next we go to theory Y. It's vice versa from the theory X. The employees are not inherently lazy by giving them a chance so they can do their best for the organizations. And next, it's allow employees to work in the organizations. Managers must create a work setting so that they can provide the opportunities for the workers to exercise their own initiative and their self-directions. And the last one is they are talking about the managers should decentralize the authority, means giving the employees a power. So by giving them that kind of authority, so the employees have the resources to achieve the goals. Next we go to the management science theory. Actually, this theory is a contemporary extension of the scientific management developed by Taylor, because they also focus on the quantitative technique where it can help the managers to make maximum use of the resources. Okay, next we go to the operations management. It's a set of technique that they can use to analyze any aspect of an organization to produce a system. Alright, through what? Through internet or through B2B, business to business. That's the meaning of the operation management. And next we go to the quantitative management. Normally they use the mathematical technique, like how much inventory to hold, okay, at different times of the year. Next we go to the management information systems. Okay, normally it will give the managers information about events occurring inside the organization as well as the external environment. So this information, okay, is very important to make an effective decision making. For example, we have the TPS, okay, Toyota Production System is one of the MIS, and the TQM, the Total Quality Management. Both systems actually they emphasize on continuous improvement in quality, and they can reduce the waste through learning. Alright. Next, we go to the organizational environment theory. Okay, actually it's talking about how the managers control the organization's relationship with its external environments or organization environments. Okay, so this one is the organization as an open system. Okay, actually the open system view developed by the Daniel Katz, Robert Scan and James around 1960, these theories view the organizations as an open system, right? This one is an open system, a system that takes in the resources from its external environments and converts or transforms them into goods and services, and then they will bought by their customers. So this is generally they are talking about the open system view. Alright. Next we go to the contingency theory. Okay, contingency theory. They are talking about there is no one best way to organize. It means that the organization structure, it depends on the environment in which an organization operates. Okay, what kind of environment? Okay, it depends either in a stable environment or in the rapidly changing environment. Okay, if the environment is a very stable, so they need to implement the mechanistic structure. What is the mechanistic structure? It's an organizational structure, okay, in which authority is centralized, tasks and rules are clearly specified. For example, the fast food restaurant like McDonald's. And if the environment is rapidly changing, okay, like the Apple company, the Google company, so they need to implement the organic structure where the authority is decentralized to middle and first line managers. So it encourages their employees to cooperate and respond quickly because the authority is decentralized to middle and first line. Okay. Next, we go to the dynamic capabilities theories. Okay, it's developed by the David Tika. Alright, they are talking about the dynamic capabilities, where the organization have the ability to build, integrate, and reconfigure the processes to address rapidly changing internal and external environment. But they need to do the types of the managerial activity. We have three types, okay, of managerial activities that can help process or activity more dynamic. Okay, so we see the first one, the CZ. Okay, the action of mobilizing company resources to capture value for the organizations. For example, okay, they produce the iPod to see the alternative for the competitive product. And the second one is the sensing. What is the sensing? You need to identify and assess the opportunities outside the company. Alright, this one is the same example where the Steve Jobs recognized that the consumer needs for the smaller and more attractive MP3 players. That's the meaning of the sensing. And the third one is transforming, where the organizations able to make the changes as needed to maintain the success. For example, the computer product. Alright, so they need to make a shift. They need to expand the product line, include the consumer electronics inside there, and include the digital music streaming. Right. So what we can see that the dynamic capabilities theory, we are talking on how the company must be stable enough to deliver the value for the customer and yet need to be flexible enough to change. Alright. So if you have any questions, do ask me after you hear the lecture video. So thank you everyone.